yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. For my good, for my good, it's all working. For my good, for my good. For my good, it's all working. For my good, yeah. When I think about all my plans, everything I need, always want more money to spend, 'cause I got these mouths to feed. Then I think about where I've been, and I must believe that if he did it, he'll do it again. God has been too good to me.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. It's me, Ivy. I am here another Thursday, and I'm so grateful. Hi, Kim. Hi, Mandy. Hey, you guys. I'm just putting some lotion on my hands because y'all know I don't do ashy. Okay, let me see where to start. Okay, so I have got some plans for today. I have I had a haul, but my item didn't arrive on time. The Blick order that I was telling you guys about before I ended up canceling. I might be done with Blick, you guys, at least for a while. But I do have one thing that I got. I got a new color wheel, and I got this because I spilled coffee on my last color wheel, you guys, and I had that thing for probably maybe 15 years I'd had it. Hey, Angela. Hi, Emily. Hi. I had that color wheel for 15 years, and I spilled coffee on it. I thought it was fine, but then I tried to turn it, some days after the coffee incident, and I couldn't spin it anymore. It was big. It was old. I probably needed to get a new one anyway, but I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I got this one from Amazon, and it was overpriced in my opinion. But I do like the fact that it's smaller than the other one, so I can fit it in my drawer. And yeah, it's just something different because the other one I had is the standard color wheel that you always see. And so, yeah, I'm excited to have a new color wheel. But that's literally all I have in terms of a haul this week. But you guys, okay, so March, y'all know for me, I'm trying to throw something away. Oh, wait, before I get into that, I do have this item. I got this from Ollie's. It was $1.99. I don't know if you guys can see that. It was $1.99, and it looks like a bow. It also looks like a bra. And I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. It was so cute, and it was $1.99. So I grabbed it. It does have some imperfections, but it doesn't matter. It's cute. But I just need to figure out what I'm going to use it for. Because, things in my craft space / art space, they have to earn their keep. So if it doesn't serve a purpose, or if it moves into a category where I'm no longer using it and not likely to use it for a while, it's out of here. Like, I'm either going to give it away to somebody, or Annie, Bo would not be my first thought. So let me tell you what happened. When I first thought, actually, my first thought was Bo, but my second thought was bra. But it was so cute and so cheap. I was just like, I gotta take it. So I took it, and I showed it to my husband, and he was like, yeah, it looks like a bra. But maybe it'll look more bow like once I put some stuff in it. Let's see. If it wasn't empty, maybe it wouldn't look so much like a bra. See? Doesn't it look like a bow all of a sudden? Hi, Lori. it suddenly looks like a bow. I don't know, but it was cute. It was cheap, so I grabbed it. Anywho, sorry about that noise, you guys. That's it for my haul. This little color wheel and this. And then maybe at some point tonight, my new oil pastels will show up, which I don't need any new oil pastels, but y'all know Amazon is having a spring sale right now. And so they came up at a really good price, and I've been wanting to try them anyway. It was the Haya oil pastels from Paul Rubens. I think this is going to be the first and only item I have. Lori, why did you? Why do you have a broad dish? Because it was cute, Lori. It was. I'm trying to convince myself that it's giving more bowl. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how long it lasts around here. Like I said again, if it doesn't earn its keep, it's out of here. Okay, so that's it for haul stuff. But I've got some things that I want to do today. Y'all know me. I'm always experimenting, trying new stuff, trying to figure out this water thing, which I am definitely I'm gonna make up a challenge. I had made up a challenge before because Kim and Sue and I were gonna do like a watercolor page 1 month. We were thinking about it. And I just decided to just dive in and go all out watercolor, right? Water-based mediums. But I've had the idea of this challenge kind of kicking around in my head ever since then, and that's been some months ago. So I think I'm gonna make it a challenge and see who else wants to join in. And I'm gonna do it for the whole year. And the title I have right now is not gonna be the final title because in my head I just keep saying watercolor until I win. Water until I win, right? Water-based mediums, ink tints, pencils, which I had a breakthrough with ink tints this week, you guys. And I am okay, let me back up. March has been the March of the whips for me. I've had so many whips and I've been telling myself I'm going to get them done before the end of the month. And here I am with what, 4 days left, and they're still whips. They are still not finished. And do you guys know I had the nerve to start another whip this week? Here it is. This is from, hold on, let me grab the book. It is from one of the books that I deconstructed. This book right here by Forrest Diver / Julia Rivers. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with Julia Rivers and Forrest Diver. I don't know. But this book, this Guardians of the Enchanted Forest, is just so interesting to me. Let me take this clip off because I've cut it apart and scanned it in, and it's on its way out. I just haven't discarded this part yet. And I was trying to decide, could I still give it away if I just like clip it together, maybe on this side, and maybe somebody could get use out of it? I don't know. But I have learned about myself as a colorist. I wouldn't say I'm a paper snob, but I am not willing to have an unpleasant experience while coloring. That's very far away from being a paper snob, right? Or is that just me trying to restate it and recast it with better words? I am unwilling to have an unpleasant experience while coloring. Coloring for me is fun and relaxing and experimental and sometimes frustrating, but not frustrating. It shouldn't be frustrating because of the paper. So when I come across these books that I love the illustrations, I am just going to take them apart and scan them in and then get rid of them so I can put it on whatever paper I want. So that's this image right here. Now, I still have work to do on her, but I did this with ink tints. And I'm learning them, but I'm having fun figuring them out. So yeah, this is my next whip that I have going that I started this week. And then I found another whip that I had from months ago. And it's in a book that I was getting ready. I am going to take apart and scan in. And that's this Beautiful Angels book. And it is this whip, which is another watercolor situation. But it's water until I win, you guys. No, I don't scan with my printer. My printer has a flatbed scanner, if I had to use a flatbed scanner to scan these books, there would be no scanning happening. I would be making a decision, a different decision. I probably would keep more of them than I am discarding, but I would not be scanning them in. I have a sheet fed scanner. So once I cut this up, I can put almost the whole book in my scanner and it'll just scan it in, including the cover. And so, and even if it's a double-sided book, it will scan front and back in one pass. So it'll just feed them through automatically and then it spits out a file. And I love that. If it wasn't that, I wouldn't scan them. But anyway, so yeah, I am going to cut this book apart and scan it in, but I found a whip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this whip on this paper. So I can just take this out of this book, actually, because it's perforated. So yeah, there's another whip, you guys. So for the next 4 days, I will either be coloring and getting everything accomplished for March, or March will be a horrible fail. I don't know if I'll color them more than once because I don't know if I will want to. So far in my coloring experience, there's really only been one page that I wanted to color twice, and it is that mythographic page that I feel like I didn't do my best on. But otherwise, no, I don't think I'll be, I don't know. Which page is it? It's this page. This Out of Wild Summer is the only page I've wanted to color twice because I just want another shot at this, but I haven't decided yet. So that's the only one. But otherwise, I don't know if I'm a color because there's so many other books, right? And so many other pages that I want to get to. But I March, you guys, I have so many whips. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so this book I'm gonna cut apart and scan in. I really like this book. It's so pretty. And then I have another book that I'm gonna take apart. I have these books that are by Edwina McNamee. Do you guys know her work? It's just so cute to me. And she has 2 sets of images, one with the black background. This is like a winter / Christmas theme, but it's so adorable. And her books, I think this was the first one that I bought, and I think I bought it because it was $3.99. And I think this one was either $2.99 or $3.99. Her books are so inexpensive. Well, a lot of them are super inexpensive. And but I will warn you, if you go and look her up, she has some books, their titles have spicy language. You know how people try to be very provocative and throw around certain spicy words to evoke a response? Yeah, she has a few books like that. And I don't know what she's going through, but I'm praying for her because, you know, the titles. But most of her coloring books, they're just really, really cute. And this book is where I had gotten the image that I ended up cutting out and coloring with Crayola crayons. This I did a short. I think it might have been my very first short on my channel. Look at that Stickles glitter. It's so cute. But I did this with Crayolas as part of, who was having a Crayola challenge? I think, do you guys know M Beans Color With Me? I think she was sponsoring a Crayola challenge or something. So I did this with regular old Crayolas, y'all. Not my favorite Crayolas. The bright and bold Crayolas are phenomenal. But yeah, so but that came out of this book. And then you guys, you know, I noticed something about her images. If you look at it, isn't that reminiscent of Emily Lighthall Oberg? the way that she's drawn this woman, the way that she puts the line work in the hair and in the image is very much giving Sagner, but a little bit different, but same vibe, right? But for $3.99. Now, the paper quality is worlds apart, but it's still a little bit folk arty, but slightly less than doodle looking than the Emily Lighthall Oberg work. And her little creatures are super cute. But yeah, when I saw the woman especially, I was like, what is going on here? Some of the lines that she includes, but hers is simpler. And I actually really love it, but I just hate the paper. Look how cute. $3.99, you guys, or $2.99. So these are all going to be taken apart. And this is going to be taken apart. This has already been taken apart. Okay, so here's the deal. Even though I have not finished a page for March, actually, let me take that back. I think I finished 2 or 3 pages for March, which is a lot for me. Hi, Hadassah. Hi, Rob. Rob's Craft Room. Shar. Hello. I have actually finished 2 or 3 pages for March, so I could call March a success because that's a lot for me in 1 month. Some months I complete 2, some months 1, depending on how my heart is functioning and how my body is feeling that particular month. You know what I mean? Because I also have other hobbies. So for me, I'm a slow colorist and I don't complete a lot of pages. But for March, I started all these whips and I completed 2 or 3 pages. So I'm going to call it a win, even if I don't finish my whips. But I'm not giving up, y'all. Don't give up on me. Look for posts with completed pages before the end of the month. But I did start picking my prompts for April, and I want to show a couple of them in case anybody wants to buddy color with me. I would be grateful. Okay, so let's see. Here, okay, so the prompts are Makes You Happy, Book 12, Crown Stars, Pink, and I'm missing one. Makes You Happy, Book 12, Crown Stars, Pink, and oh man, what is the other one? Bow, Pink and Bow. Okay, yeah. So these books I pulled out for the Makes You Happy and Book 12. This book I have colored 1 page in, which was this one, and I don't love it, but it's done. So hey, the one thing about Hannah Lynn, I love her books. They're so cute, but it does bug me that she never draws the nose. So I try to give her a nose. Yeah, it's a challenge because you got the big head look going on as well. So the proportion on the nose is going to be weird no matter what. But yeah, I did that. This one I think is a compilation book for her. So I want to do another page in here. This book is going to be chopped up too. I'm going to take this apart and scan it in because it's on bad paper as well. But you guys, I feel like, and you tell me if you guys who have been coloring longer than me, I feel like some Amazon books that I get that are a little bit older, the paper was worse. It's almost like the Amazon paper has improved slightly over time because newer released books that I get on Amazon paper, I don't mind as much. But here's the page in case anybody wants to buddy. And I'm open to suggestions for a different page too, but this one, because it's a bingo prompt and 2 of the monthly prompts, Makes You Happy in Book 12. So this is going to be steampunk. And it makes me happy because I really love Hannah Lynn's illustrations, even though I'm still figuring out how to color them. And it makes me happy because it's something I'm trying to learn. In addition to my Water Till I Win, I am trying to learn how to color metals, so I'll be able to practice that. And yeah, book 12 makes you happy and steampunk. So this I'm going to do for April if anybody wants to join in, if you have this book. Or because of the prompts that I've chosen, I could do any page in this book almost. It doesn't have to hit the bingo prompt. Like I almost did this. I just love her hair, but it's such a fall look with the scarf and everything. So that's why I didn't end up doing that one. This is so cute. Look at little Miss Sherlock steampunk girl. I just love this. There's only one picture in here that's weird to me. This one. Y'all know I don't do third eye. Third eye mysticism. I don't play with stuff like that. But I love it. I love this book. So that's one. And then this is gonna be Regal is the bingo prompt, and the other prompts are Crown and Stars. And this is an uncolored book. Y'all, my goal is to finish every uncolored book. After selecting my books that I'm going to cut apart and scan in, my shelf collection is down to 71 books, which to me is a manageable collection. I'm almost like I'm not counting the ones that are scanned in. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. I'm not missing anything. Okay, so the page that has the, what did I say this one was going to be? The Crown and the Stars. I almost chose this one because she's wearing a little bitty crown, but it didn't have the stars, and I don't know what to do with this dog. He looks so stressed out. Look at his poor little eyeballs. But it's cute. But then I came across, I almost chose that one because she's got a crown, but again, no stars. But then look, you guys, look at this little fish with the stars and the crown. I was like, oh, this is the page. So this is what I'm going to do for April for those two prompts. And then let's see, for the bow and the pink, I'm going to do this page. Now, this is from a book I scanned in. This is Camellia Angel Cova 50 Spring Images. Let me pull it up on here. Let's see. So I was able to print this on paper I love. And this is one of my favorite papers of all time. Strathmore Bristol Smooth Series 300. It is such a good mixed media all-purpose paper. It works with pencils. It works with alcohol markers. It just is a workhorse of a paper. And that's what I printed this on. But the book is called, where did I put it? Okay. Yeah, 50 Spring Miniatures by Camellia Angel Cova. So this is going to be bow because the bird is wearing a bow. And it's going to be pink. So I'm going to have to use pink somewhere on here. So this is what I'm going to color today. So I'm going to do like mixed media. I'm going to do PanPastels. And I'm going to use my King Art gel sticks. Maybe some Bible highlighters if I need the colors. And I'm going to use some gold watercolor. And I'm going to write with the watercolor. At least that's the... I don't really know if I'm going to use the gold or not, but I've got this gold ink sitting here. I was either going to use this gold ink by Winsor & Newton or this, which I love. Now, I know what has become very popular in the community is that Kuretake Gold Mica ink. And I would put this up against that. You don't get as much, but it's also much less expensive and it works really well. I don't know. I've used that other ink and I don't know. This is one that I keep coming back to. So this is just the Winsor & Newton gold ink. And or I might use this Calero gold and I'm going to write with the gold. at some point. I either thought I would write with the gold or I would use the gold to do some outlining on the bird. I don't know. We're just going to have fun, right? That's what we do over here. But I wanted to show you guys how I cut my books apart. It's not anything special, but in case anybody hadn't seen it done before, since I have 11 books to take apart. I'm going to show you this paper too, in case. So this is the Strathmore Bristol Smooth. They have Bristol Vellum. I don't love the vellum because it's a very rough texture. And for the stuff that I use a lot, I have not enjoyed using the Bristol Vellum, but the Strathmore Bristol Smooth, the 300 series or the 400 series, phenomenal. They have a 500 series that they call Bristol Plate. It is supremely smooth, like almost too smooth, depending on what you're trying to use it for. But this is a workhorse paper in my craft room. But let me cut this apart real fast. So all I usually do is I will look at the pages and kind of see how much space I have. And for books like this, where the image does not go into the ditch or the gutter, it makes it easier for me. So then I usually, let me get a cutting mat because I'm going to cut this. I usually pull out this little beat up mat. Look at this. This has been through the ringer, but it still serves a purpose. Uh-oh, sorry about that noise. And I will just put my ruler as close as I can to where I think I need to cut. And my favorite is to use this finger blade. And then I just cut down a little bit. And I try to keep good pressure on the ruler. Now, depending on how thick the book is, you're going to have to make several passes. And I just usually keep going until I can tell that I've cut through to the mat. And then I'll show you guys I'm through to the mat for the most part now. Okay. So that's all I do. And then I just make sure I pull off any extra. Now, there aren't always little fuzzies on the end, but sometimes there are. So I just make sure I pull those off. And then at this point, I usually vacuum it up, but I'm going to spare you guys that noise. Let me move this. It is as simple as that. So then what I would do is take off this little sticky tab. And then I just feed it into my scanner like that. And if it's too thick of a stack, I just separate it and then just feed it into my scanner. And I'll show you guys. I'm going to try to pull my scanner into the frame in case anybody's interested. There are tons of sheet fed scanners on the market. My personal recommendation is going to be ScanSnap as a brand, okay? Because I've had several of them and they have never failed me. Not one of them, not ever. And the oldest ScanSnap that I have, my husband and I have a ScanSnap that is, I think we bought it in 2013, 2012, and it is still functioning. So let me show you. Let's see if I can pull it over. So here's the scanner that I have in here. Let me see if I can do it with it. Oh, I don't know. It's pulled a little bit far. But so all I do is open this up and then I feed the pages through. Of course, it's not going to do it. Oh, okay. I was going to say, you better scan. So it just scans just like that. I'm not going to put you guys through the whole thing. I'm going to stop it after this and then I'll scan the rest of it later. But it was just scan the whole thing and turn it into a file. And yeah, I love this thing. And if you have documents that have like text that you need to scan in, it will OCR the text and everything at the same time that it is scanning. Oh, sorry about that noise. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Let me save that portion. Okay, so that is what we're going to do. But for today, we are going to color this page. And I'm going to do the background first. Yeah, I'm going to do the background first. Let me get a white piece of paper to put behind there. Okay, I was trying to find these fabric paper and it was flipped around. I couldn't quite make it out. So we can color. That's the name of the game over here, right? We need to color. Okay, let me catch up on the chat because when that scanner was up there, I could not see it. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Joan. Hi, Callie. I missed a few people coming in. Welcome, you guys. We're getting ready to get down to the nitty gritty and do some coloring and some mixed media stuff. So let me grab my PanPastels. I think I want to do bluish background. Let me see. Let me grab these. I don't use these enough. So I want to get more use out of them. Even though I'm doing my water till I win, we can't neglect everything else, right? Okay, let's see. The average price of more of the color books. Okay, wait, I think I missed something. Oh, Ivy and Shani are super crafty. Love it. Thank you, Hadassah. I need to probably shed a hobby or two. I could stand to share hobbies. I'm hoarding hobbies over here. So what's the average price of more the color books and the amount of pages? I don't understand, Char. Let's see. Can you do different size? But yes, in that scanner, yes, you can. You can do, I mean, I've scanned all kind of stuff. I've scanned like ID card if you needed to scan an ID. I've scanned because the feeder is very, very good on the scan snaps. They used to say, let me see, does this one still say? Yeah, they're by Fujitsu and it's such a strong feeder. So it doesn't get hung up a lot. It's just good. And like I said, it is good at like recognizing text so that your documents after you scan them in, they'll be searchable because it will actually recognize the text and save that information. They're just really, really good. And I have not had one malfunction on me. I have not had one stop working on me. And like I said, our oldest one, I'm pretty sure we bought in 2012 or 2013. And it's still going. So to me, that says a lot. Okay, so let me pick some colors out of these blues. I think I'm going to go for the Thalos just because Thalo blues, I love them. This is Thalo Light. This is Phthalo tint. Oh, let me put them where they can be seen. What about this? This is cerulean light. I think cerulean tint. You know what? I think I want to put some purple. So let me move this and grab the other tray with blues and purples. Okay, we'll use this one. And we will use this light purple. What is this? Violet light. Maybe this pink. I think this is a magenta tint. Okay, that's what we're gonna use. And I'm going to, I hope you guys know that when it comes to these PanPastels, I do not know what I'm doing. I am learning. But what is learning if not playing? I've got some PanPastel already on there. So I'm going to put, yeah, let's start. Now, what I am figuring out is which tool to use when it comes to PanPastels. So I'm going to use this sponge that I have used before. So I think when I was trying to do that Christine Karen page, I used this one. And since it's already got blue on it, there's no sense in dirtying up a new tool. We'll just go with this. Okay. Let's see. We're going to, that's quick. Are you talking about the scanner, Callie? It's awesome. If you are, I'm telling you, I have no reservation recommending that Fujitsu Scan Snap. And they have different models too. I think none of ours is the same model, so I don't think that matters as much as making sure that it's a Fujitsu Scan Snap. So, okay. I feel like this sponge is skipping. You guys see that? It's like skipping. Let's try something else. Let's try cotton. Maybe it will be smoother. Yeah, there we go. Since we have so much open space up here. Okay, that's the cotton for phthalo blue. Let's get another one for the next color. I'm loosening up the cotton ball so that it will be a bigger surface area. Does that matter? I don't know. Hi, Ambient. Hi. Welcome in. Okay, so we're going to go into phthalo blue light. That looks very much like the color we already have on there, but it is different, trust me. Now, when it comes to getting a lot closer to the bird, I think it's okay to go over some of it because I should be able to erase some. I'm wondering if I should have gotten a darker blue, but that's okay. We'll stick with this. And I'm not using pastel matte paper or anything like that. I'm just using the paper that I normally use for stuff. Let me get another cotton ball so we can do the tint. Now, I was going to do purple at some point. I guess I better get to it. Let me see. Let's put that down. Let's start with this. Let me get another cotton ball. Let me move this up. Let me get another cotton ball. I'm gonna run out of cotton balls in this little section. I have some more in another drawer where my nail stuff is. So have no fear. Okay, what are we gonna do with this? We're just oh, I need another piece of this white paper. I'm running out of space. It sounds like my chair needs an oil change, a tune-up. It's just squeaking, squeaking, squeaking today. Okay. I might have had some water or something. The oils from my hand are making the PanPastel stick in certain places, I think. That is my theory for these couple of darker patches. Let me get another cotton ball for that pink. Or magenta, technically. Hi, Ivy. Gonna start our Buddy Color Magical World soon. Great! Because I'm excited about it. I needed to put that out as like, I need to see if that will fit one of the prompt categories. Because that would be great. I don't think that pink is really adding anything to the equation, but oh well. Okay, next. We need to try to turn this into, let me blend this up into that blue a little bit. Now, this section, I'm going to have to use one of those pointy tools, I think. Or do I want to leave it white in there? I'm going to put a little bit of this light blue. But I don't think it has to be like completely covered. Which one was this? That's the medium. Yeah, so here's the lesson learned just now. We do lessons on the fly around here, okay? The lesson learned just now is do not have cocoa butter on your hands and touch the paper that you're going to put PanPastel on, because the PanPastel will very likely stick to wherever that oil is. Yeah, let's take that lesson with us today, okay? All right. We all learned something by Ivy messing up my page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move these so that I don't make a complete mess of things, and then I'm going to put some clouds in. So, yeah, let's move this. Okay. I'm just putting off the excess so that they won't get so messy. Y'all know I don't mind making a mess, though, just to be clear. Making a mess can be great fun. Okay. Let me move this, and we'll put a fresh sheet of paper down so we can do clouds. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have put cocoa butter on my hands, but that's okay. Let me see. Somebody was asking about the price of something and I missed it and then I got distracted and now I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Char. Okay. I wanted to know what prices are most of the coloring books usually for like the most common amount of pages, like say 12, 20 pages. You know what, Char, the prices for coloring books are all over the place, depending on the artist, depending on the paper, depending on the publisher. But I try not to spend too much money. So for me, that means there's certain books that you have to import that I probably won't import because they're usually high quality books, so the price is already high, and then you add shipping to that, so that makes it even higher. But I love to stay around the $10 to $15 price point. And if I can get down to the $6.99, $3.99, $2.99 price point, even better, which is why I love going to Ollie's. If you have an Ollie's near you, go to Ollie's. They always have books for $3.99 and they have good books there. Like the Kirby books, most of the Kirby books that I have came from Ollie's for $3.99. So yeah. Don't neglect Ollie's. And even the number of pages can vary. Some books might have 60 pages, 70 pages. I saw a book today that had 70 pages in it. It was $18 though, and I just wasn't willing to consider that. But I'm trying to think of, yeah, that varies too. I would say typically what do you guys think? Like 40 pages, 40, 45 pages, maybe even 50. The book that this came out of, the Camellia Angel Kova books, they're like $7.99 each. And each one of those books has 50 images. So those are a great value if you like her style of illustration. So let's see, what are we gonna do to bring clouds? I know I need to erase some of this. You guys, I did an experiment. I got this Derwent eraser, and I sometimes you got to learn for yourself if something is good or not, if it's worth the money or not. And I don't mind trying things out. So I got this Derwent eraser, and it wasn't that expensive. I want to say maybe $10. I'm not sure. But I will say this, I got these two erasers for $5 a piece, $4.99, $5. And this is no better than these. So basically two of these for the price of this. But I do like the form factor of this, but I kind of like these two because they're almost more pencil-like. And I got two of them so I don't have to switch out. I can have the fat eraser and the small eraser in at the same time. And that's the other thing, the Derwent only comes with the one size. Unless you buy the bigger Derwent eraser, then it comes with two sizes. But you still have to switch back and forth depending on what eraser you want. Whereas for $10, I basically have both. But I'm still testing this one out because I only got it recently, maybe a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to wipe off this eraser from time to time as I pick up this PanPastel. Man, I am getting warm in here. Let me turn on the fan. I'm trying not to put my hands over the paper so that I don't get more oil on there than there already is. I should put a piece of paper under my hand so that it will protect. Because me keeping my hand up in the air is the recipe for disaster. Let's see. I guess I'll take up some of this right here. I don't think it's really going to matter depending on what color I use on the bird. I completely covered up these. What are these? Are these pussy willows in the bird's mouth? What do you guys think? I probably could keep that color on there as well. Okay, I guess we'll do the branch because that is not going to be blue. So we may as well remove some of the blue that I've gotten on there. That's one thing I like about PanPastel is that you can erase it easily if you've gotten it, where you don't want it. I don't really mind about the tail so much because, let me brush that off. I think I'm going to use purple anyway. Okay, now let's figure out these clouds. What I'm going to do is erase some white. This could work or not. We're going to see. And see if clouds emerge. Let me get an eraser. Let's see. I have this eraser that I don't use often. This Prismacolor Magic Rub eraser. Let's try this. We're going to go from the top down. I don't know. How do you guys imagine getting clouds on here? Like, I love to use a cloud stencil, and I guess you could do that with PanPastels. Let's see. Let's go this way. You guys, I'm terrible at clouds, which is why I usually use a stencil. So just, if it feels somewhat, it's not horrible yet. It's still hope. There's still hope. Let me take some of that blue off of the eraser. Okay. It's not the worst thing yet. I feel like I need to do something here, but I'm not sure what. Maybe we're just going to let that be what that is for now. I don't know where that's going. I don't know. Okay, wait. I'm doing a page in magical. Oops, timing, hole. Trying to type. In magical worlds. Is that what you're saying, Ambient? You're doing a page in magical worlds? Mandy and I are doing a page. It's a page with the succulent and the fish bowl. That's the page that we're doing. Full book collab with Jazzy Doodles. I'm doing that too. My page for that is the bird. It's one of my whips. Okay, so I have 2 whips that I'm for sure going to finish this month. And they're both buddy colors. It's the Jazzy Doodles whole book buddy color, and then it's the buddy color that I'm doing with Hadassah. Those 2 for sure I'm going to finish. The rest of these whips, their fate is up in the air. Their fate is up in the air. Brittany, hello everyone. I told my dad he can never cook chicken wings. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just a funny start, Brittany. I told my dad he can never cook chicken wings after burning some parts of it and being stingy with the baby raisins. Why is that so funny to me? On the other end, we're getting a new Barnes and Noble. I'm assuming that's going to be Barnes and Noble. Okay, and in the Taco Hill Shopping Center, that will be over 14. I love hearing that because I thought bookstores were on their way out. As much as I love a bookstore and will be very sad when the day comes that they are out, I really was feeling like their days are numbered, you know? So if you're getting a new huge Barnes and Noble, that is very encouraging for books and for book lovers. Um, yeah, stuck it with to the cocoa butter. Yep. I did myself in with the cocoa butter, but you guys know I refuse to come on here with ashy hands. In my life in general, I don't really do ash very well. I don't really tolerate ash. I have had medical procedures, and I've told my husband as soon as I come out of the anesthesia, you need to be right there with some lip balm because I just don't do dry skin. And you know how if you have a surgical procedure, sometimes they make you wash and get rid of all moisture and everything, right? And so I told my husband, before I go under, like I'm checking with him, do you have the lip balm? Are you going to be ready to go? Can I count on you to keep me from having chapped lips after this procedure? Because I'm believing God to bring me through the procedure. That's not usually my worry. My worry is I put my faith in Christ so that I believe I'm coming out of here. And when I do, because I believe fully, right? When I come out, I'm going to need you to be there with the lip balm. I maybe it's me. So hence cocoa butter is always going around here. So getting cocoa butter on a page, this is probably not going to be the last time that happens. I've got to figure out though with certain mediums, like just I don't want to be messing everything up because of cocoa butter too. So I do have to be mindful of that. How many pages do the coloring books you guys have? Okay, so guess my 60 pages at $15. Coloring with Lori. So this Primal Kitchen barbecue sauce. I missed something concerning Primal Kitchen. That is avocado oil based with no sugar. Wait, Primal Kitchen barbecue sauce, avocado oil based, no sugar? Does it taste good? I love barbecue, you guys. I really do. Okay, I'm trying to catch up, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so 40 to 40. Okay, Char. Okay. You're liking the paint pins. Y'all, I'm doing really bad today. I'm so behind. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me bear with me while I catch up with the chat. I really want to be caught up, you guys. Because at one point, at the beginning of this, I was doing better. Kelly, I love them. They're very opaque and so smooth, so many colors. Which paint pens are those? The ones that you're swatching now, the Guangna, is that what you said they were? I think you said that earlier, Kim. I'm sorry. Putting them away, going to watch the rest of the stream under covers. Oh, Kim, get comfortable and cozy. That's a good thing. Let me see, Brittany. Thankfully, you still have your dad. Yeah, a lot of people would love to still have their dad to burn wings and be stingy with the barbecue sauce. So true, Shannon. So true. It is so easy to be, mad and annoyed and all the things. But then sometimes you're like, I would give anything to be annoyed again by certain people that I love, annoyed, and we can laugh about it and like, oh my gosh, you're always eating up all the whipped cream, or you're, whatever whatever it is. And yeah, we have to have gratitude for having each other. Erase and then press when you're done using it. Has a bent head that uses the same erasers that the AFMAT uses. I'm in coloring. I just finished the octopus page in Crystal Kingdom. I think Crystal Kingdom, is that one of the mythographic books? Because I think that's one that I cut up. No, that's one that I refused to cut up or to keep in my space. Let's see. I actually still have it here in the house though, because I was going to talk with somebody else about it. Okay, so about 25 cents a page. Shar, you are being very mathematical about it. And so I'm assuming you are a real budget queen. Like you make sure you are accounting for your dollars and your dimes. And I am not mad at it. Okay. We all have to do that. Um, it's funny to think you're sitting in a chair and on the floor telling your dad that he ain't never doing something again. I know that was so funny to me. We don't care if your hands are ashy. Oh, thank you guys. Um, Shannon, I've started James. It's a letter. It is phenomenal, right? I'm with you, Ivy. I crave being able to go through the stores. I like walking in bookstores. Yes, it is something else because you discover titles that you might not otherwise, have discovered. Strolling through an actual bookstore, picking them up, thumbing through them, reading the dedication or reading the back cover and getting intrigued. It's different doing that online in the virtual bookstore aisles. It is not the same. I need something mixed in water to wet my whistle. Maybe try gloves like Connie uses. Oh, that would be good. That would be good for me in terms of the oil. I had not thought about that. Yes, Ivy the Guang. I'm getting there, you guys. I'm getting there. Um Sue, hi Sue, welcome. Look, you've probably been here for 15 minutes and I'm getting around to it. Joan, sorry, quiet tonight. Woke up with a terrible cold. Oh, I am so sorry, Joan. I do not like being sick, you guys. Ugh. Because it's stuff you want to do and then you can't. I have learned to accept with a measure of grace when certain things happen that you can't do anything about. I used to be so frustrated. And but I'm trying and I've been forced to learn because my health has betrayed me the last few years, couple of years. Um and I've just had to start accepting stuff with more grace than I used to. I was beating myself up so bad about stuff like you should be up, you should be doing this, you should be all of these should things. And I feel like God was telling me to go easy on myself. He was like, "Can you like chill?" Cuz I was giving myself the business, no slack at all, because I felt such a commitment to everything I'm supposed to do. But yeah, I've had to figure out some days surviving is the win. Some days, if you really just don't feel good, just yielding to it and just letting it be and letting it pass with grace is the win. Sometimes it's more fun seeing who could get the barbecue first and sneak the most barbecue meat like wings or I wasn't close to that, but the competition for who could pull the sneakiest thing with food. That's hilarious. I love barbecue. My dad wasn't a big griller though growing up. My uncles did more of the grilling. My dad was more of like the fry king. He would do the fish fries and that type of thing. But he would grill, but he that really wasn't his thing. It was more the fish fries. And then whenever we were having barbecue, that would be my other uncles that would do it. Uh I plan out my year with spending like backup for one or two random buys. I'm really trying to get my spending in check, but I'm pretty good except when it comes to art supplies. It's like my kryptonite. um Kelly, that's what's happening to me earlier. I missed it. Oh my gosh, I wish autocorrect would stop changing my words. Oh my gosh, you guys. Autocorrect is not autocorrect because a lot of times it gets wrong what it is you intended to say. And sometimes it does that in a very hilarious way, and sometimes it does that in a very embarrassing way. Like you need to send a communication, it's text, and it matters the impression that you're giving because of whoever you're communicating with. And then autocorrect steps in to say, this person you're communicating with is an idiot. And then you're like, what can you do if you've not double, triple checked. And sometimes even with that, it just decides to help you out. Let me help you out here. I know you spelled that correctly, but I think you meant to say this other far more embarrassing thing. I have a Badger organic creamy cocoa butter lip balm that is unscented, gluten-free. Now wait, Brittany, I'm concerned because I have never heard a lip balm described as gluten and dairy free. I'm just concerned about how much lip balm you're ingesting. I've never even thought about dairy free, gluten free lip balm. Anybody else? Dairy free, gluten free? Um, let's see, Sam. I'm dealing with 3 medical issues now. It is what it is, getting older. I'm telling you, it is like and there's nothing you can do about it but just go through it, get your treatments that you need to get your evaluation that you need to get. Hopefully, my mother would always pray that God would lead me to the right doctor who would have the right diagnosis and the right treatment so that you can actually get better, right? But for a while there, you guys, whew, even when I first started my channel, it was like rough, 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 rough. And it still is. I've just learned to give myself more grace, and God has been healing me, and I am getting stronger, and I'm thankful for it. Kim, it was a lot to swatch, but I won't run out for a while. What did you swatch, Sue? I missed it. Thankful I can still work despite my conditions. Yes. Also, I'm learning not to push myself the way I did when I was young. Yeah. And it's hard mentally though to say I'm not gonna, I just can't do that particular thing, or I just don't. I just got to go to bed. I got to clock out for the day. That's a thing that is. I don't want to put my hand on. That is a thing that I'm learning to do, like clock out. Sometimes I can't do it. Some days I will have a whole meal planned, and my body will just say not today. And so I'm just telling my husband, "Hey, you're gonna have to." Catch can, if y'all know what that means. Get whatever you can get for yourself today. You're on your own. But that was hard for me because I'm so used to cooking and providing a meal. But I have learned to be like, hey, you might want to stop by some spot on your way home. I'm sure they will very graciously provide you with a bag of food in exchange for a little bit of cash. You're gonna have to check in with them today. I feel like I need to finish these clouds because I'm gonna have to go and put fixative on this so that I can color the image without worrying about lifting up this the PanPastel. I like how this Prismacolor eraser is working with this stuff though, I must say. It takes so long because they aren't in order, and searching for them takes a long. Oh my goodness, you guys, one pet peeve I have noticed that I have is pencils being hard to find. And also the second part of that annoyance is being hard to put away. So what I do, and I know a lot of people do this, I renumber them with my own numbers so that it's super easy. So if the pencil set has 150 pencils, I number them 1 through 150. It becomes so much easier to put them away. And another thing that I have learned, and this is all in the coloring journey, because I used Prismas for years and I never cared so much about numbering them. It just didn't ever occur to me. But since I started buying extra pencil sets and doing the whole coloring thing, it became an issue. But when I first numbered my Prismas, I put a sticker on there and then I had to add tape to it because the stickers I got weren't that sticky. And then I found out it's much easier just to write the number on the pencil. And I do that. Let me show you. Let me find a set that has numbers. This is Both of these sets have numbers. This is Luminance and Life. Life Test, I don't have numbers yet because I don't really have that in the final order. But see how I just write them on there. The Luminance, 1 through 100. It is so fast to put them away. And I don't have to bother with stickers. And I don't have to bother with any of that kind of stuff. And even if the pencil is dark, where the like let's say if I can't see the number because the color of the pencil is too dark, then I do it with a Posca, like on these Inktense pencils, but I still number them 1 through 100 so that it's super easy to put them up. I feel like when I figured that out, I was like, ah. Absolutely. I use either a Sharpie if I'm writing it in black, or I use a white Posca. And the white Posca that I use is the super fine one of these, the 1MR. These are the thinnest Poscas. So I use this to write the numbers on my pencils. And you know, some sets like the polys, they have some light colors and some dark colors. The light colors I write with the black pen. The darker colors I write with the white Posca. It all works out and I'm happy in the end. I'm going to try to put a cloud over this area where I had the grease spot and over that area. See if we can rescue ourselves from our greasy hands. I feel like it needs to be more irregular. I'm going to get this cloud thing down eventually. And not just this with the PanPastels, but I mean just, you know, in general, trying to add clouds to a background. Oh, I said I was going to turn on this fan because it's hot in here. And I have to close that blind. I always forget when it gets dark out there, people can see me and I don't want to be seen. I'm in crafty witness protection in here. Don't be looking. That cloud is weird, but we're going to let it be what it is. Maybe if I put a little bit of a cloud down here. You guys, I just need to oil stuff in my craft room. My chair, my desk. That's weird. That's a weird cloud situation. Something is very weird about it. I'm going to let that be until I give it some thought. Okay. Yeah, we're going to let this be what the clouds are doing today. I'm wondering if I should put something over here. Maybe so. I mean, why halfway make something look weird when you can make it look completely strange? Yeah, this down here is definitely strange, and I'm not quite sure what to do to fix it. I think because I tried to force it to fix that greasy spot, I ended up giving it some weirdness. But maybe if I just take out this part right here. Okay, that's a little bit better. And maybe if I come across right here. Yeah, it's getting better. This little area is just strange. In the end, I might have to come over the top of this with some oil pastel When in doubt, oil pastels or acrylics. So you guys, I'm gonna run and I'm gonna fix spray fixative on this so that I can do the bird. Man, I'm so behind. I had no idea. Okay. Artificial anemia, can't push through that. Yep. Yep. I've been there, ambient, the iron infusions, absolutely. And you drag yourself to that and drag yourself away from it. And then on top of that, still have to take extra iron and still have to go home and pass out. The only thing when I would go and get my iron infusions is that I would usually tell myself at the end of this, I can have a Krispy Kreme donut. And there is something very motivating for me about a Krispy Kreme donut. It is sad, but it is true. I tell you no lies. I had to put mine in number order, like number order of the number that the pencils come in. Oh, wow. That did not occur to me to do, actually. Um, my pencils are in color order with numbers to the swatch chart. Yes, that's the thing for me. I put them in a color order that makes sense for me. And once I establish a color order that I like, I just number them. So the light fast, as soon as I can finalize my color order, I'm going to number them. And then when you get a new pencil, you run out and get a restock, just put that number on that pencil. Oh my gosh, the Holbein colored pencils, Brittany, I got some, and they are not. This is going to be a hot take. This is going to be a hot take. They're not that special. They're not that special. They're decent pencils, but for the price, they are not special enough for the price. They just did not wow me. They are good pencils, they're solid, but they're not special. And I expected special. You guys, this is what I mean by special. The very first time when I got my Derwent drawing pencils, when I got the 24 set, when I opened them, it already felt special because the color palette is so unique. But when I first pulled out one of those Derwent drawing pencils and put it to paper, there was nothing like it. Now, that to me is special. And those pencils are not commanding the prices that Holbein would like. The Holbeins are just not that special. When you have other good pencils, I'm saying they're good pencils. But if you have other good pencils that you can get for half the price or a fourth of the price per pencil, they just didn't wow me, you guys. They just did not do it. Let's see. I normally do iron infusions, but suddenly my something Ciclin stopped working. Stop taking my insurance. Wow. Oh, clinic. I'm thinking that's clinic. So I had to move my care. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, sure. That's awful. I got very little coloring time because of that meow meow. I got to take her out like a dog before and after work. That is unusual. That is a very unique cat. Thank you, Shar, about the background. I'm going to go and spray some fixative. I know at the end of it, I can go over with oil pastels and anything that's not looking how I want. I know I can kind of fix it. Her name is Momo. Oh, she's shouting at me to go out. I think that is so cute. Animals are amazing. They really, really are amazing. I swear, I feel like I can talk to my dog. I feel like I understand him and he understands me. And anybody who says different, they're just wrong. We are having conversations. He and I are having conversations. And you know, the other thing about animals, they know when you're not feeling well. And I'll tell you, my dog sometimes knows before I do because he has certain behaviors when I'm starting to get in that low energy phase or where my heart is doing something weird. And I might not recognize it. So I might push past the point that I should. But what I started trying to do is like pay attention to my dog when he exhibits the certain behaviors because like he knows even before it clicks for me. And when I go and I check my heart and I check my heart rate, he's right every single time. 10 out of 10. He's never wrong. Animals are amazing. Callie, my daughter, named her. She rescued her and I adopted her. That is so sweet. Yeah, I've been still taking daily iron. Yes. Oh my gosh. And it's like the things impact other things. One condition is impacting something else going on, and then a medication that you might take is impacting something else. I'm like, Lord, when I lay down at night, I'm like, God, I'm checking in with you, the great physician, help. And I say the prayer that my mother prayed, help them to know accurately what is going on and give me the best diagnosis and the best treatment that's appropriate for me. I am trusting God to advise them so they can advise me. The Holbeins are ridiculously expensive, yes, and they're just not special enough for that price, in my opinion. Now, people who have them and love them, great. But honestly, a lot of people who have them don't love them. I have watched so many reviews, and I can tell you that some of the people, I can tell they're trying to love them because they've spent so much money on them or for whatever reason. But there's a forced I love these going on because they don't color with them. For them to be the pencils that you love the most, they don't color with them regularly, and they're very mixed in their review. And for me, for that price, it should be universal love. Like I said, it should feel special. Like the Derwent drawing pencils may not be for everyone, but they are unique and you can't deny that, you know? And I happen to love them, but hey. Infusions around 37, 38, more often 39 to 41. Oh my gosh, Shar. I'm definitely going to be praying with you. Oh my gosh. She's definitely attuned to me. Yes. Tortoiseshell, and they form deep bonds with their chosen human. Yes. It's amazing. And I didn't realize, like growing up, I didn't realize because I got a dog older. Like we had pets occasionally when I was younger, but my own animal, my own pet, that's when I started to understand that connection that they have and that they can literally save your life. And I understand now how they can be trained to do such special things. Yeah. Let me run outside, you guys, and spray the fixative because I do want to get to coloring the bird. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
Every good and perfect thing. Let's see what today may bring for my good, for my good. It's so working for my good, for my good. It's gonna work out for my good. Yeah. Let me tell you just how I know when I lost it all. He returned it 100-fold, 'cause I held on to his promise. If you wonder what the future holds, if it will get better, just rest and take it slow, one foot in front of the other. Every good, perfect thing. Let's see they may bring for my good, for my good. I see it working. It's all working. Yes, it is. For my good, for my good. It's gotta work. It's all working. For my good. For the Lord is good, and His mercy endures forever. For the Lord is good, and His mercy endures forever.
Okay, you guys, I'm back. I have to go outside to spray the fixative. I don't ever spray it in here. Okay, so now we're just gonna grab these gel sticks and see what we can do with those. I think I want to stay in this pastel-y color scheme. Sorry for the noise. Let's see. I got blues, pinks. I almost feel like an aqua would be good too. I don't know. I've got some of those gel Bible highlighters too to kind of supplement the colors of these, but I don't think I need any of them today. I love these King Art gel sticks, you guys. And they don't get enough love. Let's see. My dad is 93 and has a bad knee, but is out and about every day. Keeping busy helps keep him going. Yes. I always remember to tell him I love him. You guys, I'm telling you, while we have an opportunity, right? We want to say those things out loud while you have a chance. Let me see. I'm taking a risk, you guys, because I'm not pulling out my swatch chart. I feel like I want like almost an aqua color. That's teal. This is aqua green. Oh, that's a good one. It almost looks like the same color as the clouds, though. Do we want to do that or this? I feel like this is better. It's less like the clouds. I need to get my mat. You guys know I don't mind using my fingers for stuff. I need to get my mat because I know I'm going to have to, for some of the smaller areas, I'm going to have to use a paintbrush. Oh, water brush. You guys like the King Art gel sticks? I love them. Happy for you, Kim. My dad's sense of humor is as sharp as a sword. I love it. I am praying that my dad will be the same way when he's at age. He is so incredibly, incredibly active. He still works. He's retired, but he still went out and got another job because being retired was driving him crazy. He didn't have enough to do. But he's super fit still physically, and he's 79 now, 78, 79. And he is still at it. And I love it. I love that, I love that he's doing good like that. Do I want to go purple? And then let's see. I know I want to put purple down here. I kind of feel like I want to put some pink in here. Yeah, I definitely need to get my palette. Hold on, let me get this little cutting board. Let me grab a water brush. Hmm. But yeah, he's super active, and I just hope that he will remain so. He's funny too. We always had a good relationship. We've had rough patches, but I love my dad. And I know that I'm very fortunate to still have him and my mom. I almost feel like it would be good to have some darker purple. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go over this with some pencil for this shadow work. I feel like this needs to have some pink in here. Uh-oh, I'm mixing the teal that I had on my hand with the pink. I have said before that I like the King Art better than the gelatos. One of the reasons I say that is I like the color selection better. The gelatos, they have a lot of iridescent and a lot of metallics, a lot more than for my taste is necessary. What is this? Purple. Do I want to put purple on here? Yeah. One good thing about scanning in your books is you don't have the fear of messing up a page, like you'll never be able to redeem it because you could just print it again. It's very liberating. It is very, very liberating because if I totally ruin it, I could start over. However, for me, the issue is I don't like to give in. I feel like it's a battle, me and the page, and I will just try to keep going until it either is obliterated, like the paper is shredded because I've done too much blending or something on it, or it becomes something that's not horrible. That's kind of where I stand with it. So that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if I'll be redoing the same page again and again. Because too, once you colored a page, your enthusiasm for that same page is like gone. Like at first you're like, oh, I love this page. I'm gonna color it, it's gonna be so good. And then when you color it, you get the satisfaction and you move on to the next thing. Need some of that dark purple up there on this other tip. I love these things. I just don't use them enough. I've got too many other things that are in rotation. I think I'm gonna be like a person as a colorist who's just mixed media. Use all the stuff. And for me, one of the challenges too is figuring out how to use it on more than like just backgrounds. I just want to know. I want to learn. I want to know how to do this stuff. I love coloring, you guys. I'm so glad I found coloring. Just crashed into it at a Michael's store on a random Saturday, shopping with my mom. Oh, I need to do this pink too. I feel like this pink should have been more of a like fuchsia or something. This soft pink might have been not the right choice. Yeah, I feel like right in here it needs to be bolder. more oomph. Let's see. What is this? There, it doesn't get any hotter than this. This is almost like neon. It's called Petal. Can you guys even tell how bright that is? It's so hard with the lights and the camera and the whole thing. Or maybe like a, is this like a purpley pink? This is just pink. Let's see what that looks like. That's getting closer. It's much more purple than this other one that I used. That wasn't the right pink. That's very muted. Oh, that's super loud though. That is almost neon. Let's see what else we have in here. Dark pink? No. No, that's metallic dark pink. Metallic pink, no. Rose. Oh, that would have been a good one. Let's try that. Yeah, that's a better pink, right? Much better than that muted pink. Now, the issue is going to be they're going to mix together, and I don't know if it's going to be good. We got to love the dads we got, right? Yes. My painting teacher was in his 90s. Wow. See, I love that. I think one of the things, if we can stay engaged while we age, it is a very helpful thing. You know, if you still have interest and you still go out and do stuff, engage in the things that are challenging to you mentally, I think that is very, very good. What was that? Rose. Yeah, we're going to put some of that on this other wing. And then I used this. I just read about a 102-year-old man that took up pottery at 94. You guys, wow. Those kinds of activities can help counter dementia. Oh my gosh. 102. You guys, I read the book of the Delaney sisters, and they were these sisters who both lived to be over 100. I think they lived to be 103 and 102 respectively. And their story is fascinating. But they used to do stuff. There's a movie about them too, but they used to do stuff to remain engaged, and they were lifetime learners. They were also both educators and really sassy and but I think that remaining engaged, that commitment to get up every day and move, and if one of them didn't want to get up and move, the other one was there to say, get up off your behind. We got to get to the grocery store. We got to do our stretches. They would stretch every single day. That's why I try to stretch, you guys. Pray my strength on that front. Because some days I just don't do what I should do. The mind is very willing, the flesh is very weak. Some days it just doesn't get done. But they stretched every single day. They had like routines that they would go through, you know, what they would read, what they would discuss, where they would go, how they would remain involved in the community. I think community can be very helpful for older people as well. You know, funnily enough, as much as I did not like this muted pink by itself, this pink needs that pink to calm it down a little bit. See how much louder and purpley and wrong it is without the other pink? These two pinks are friends. They need each other. And then I'll probably have to go over top again with the rosier pink. Yeah, they need each other. They're friends. They have to depend on one another. Sometimes my water brush gets too juicy. Do you guys ever have that issue? It just gets a little too juicy for what I want it to do. I was watching a colorist color with those Pantone markers. They were super juicy. Like they're not alcohol markers, but they were going straight through the paper. It was pretty though. The page was very pretty. But they were super juicy. Now, those are some expensive markers that I really don't know if I could justify the cost of those because there are other really good markers, you know. The only thing that recommends the Pantone markers is that they are light fast, from what I understand. And for color variety, they're one of the biggest sets of bigger light fast markers. The Pit brush markers are another good set of light fast markers, but the Pantone ones have a bigger brush tip that appeals to me, but their price definitely doesn't appeal to me. They cost the same almost as Copic markers. And I already have Copic markers. I don't need to be splashing out on Pantone markers. That's another thing that I haven't been showing enough love recently is my Copic. Okay, now we got to figure out what we're going to do with this body of the bird. Do we put, I kind of want pink, but I don't really have the right pink. I'm going to try this one. That's actually not too horrible. That is called just pink. And then we probably want to put some of this violet here. And then I'll put some of that darker purple at the tips. Yeah, definitely going to have to do some pencil work on this. I don't have the King Art gel sticks yet. Well, Hadassah, let me be among the first to recommend that you rectify that situation. Because here's the deal about the King Art gel sticks. I think that their color palette is better than the gelatos, but also the price. You can't beat it. And they have 72 colors, and you can get all 72 for I think $45. And they're super versatile. You can do a really nice background with them, and you can paint with them, and I love them. I when I got the Neo Color 2s, which I do like them, but I was not going to get them. And one of the reasons I wasn't going to get them is because I already have the King Art gel sticks, which are awesome to me. Let me put some of that pink on this palette as well. Super smooth. Yes, Char, they are. They're like buttery smooth and just fun. Do you use, yes, Kim, the Strathmore Bristol Smooth is my most versatile paper. And I don't have, I'm trying to think if there is a medium that it just is horrible with. Okay. So, no, the answer is no. That paper is just really, really solid. As a, especially if you use a variety of mediums, I love that paper. It is so nice. It is so nice. For paper that you can also run through your printer, it's not like it's thick, but it's not so thick that you can't print on it. I don't know. I just love it. It handles acrylic, which not a lot of paper can handle acrylic. So you can put some acrylic down on there. You could gesso on top of it and then put acrylic on it if you wanted to use it for that. Now I don't use it a ton for acrylics because I do like a heavy, heavy paper for that. But I have used it certainly with high flow acrylics or acrylic ink, acrylic markers, alcohol markers, pencils, stamping. Oh my goodness. If you're stamping and then coloring in with your alcohol markers, that paper is phenomenal for that. Um, Now the only thing, let me think. Well, no, there's no paper that's great with alcohol inks, true straight alcohol inks, not, coloring with alcohol markers. But when you're doing alcohol ink art and like trying to maneuver the ink around, I find that you really do need a plastic paper like a UPO, but I don't love UPO because it stains really bad. But what's the other one that's like, it's not UPO, but it's a plastic paper. Man, I don't know. The name is escaping me. It's my favorite one. That's the only thing I think that the Strathmore is probably not going to work with. And no paper is really going to work with that. Honestly, with these um like true alcohol inks like this, there's not a paper that's really going to love those. I need a lighter something in the, what is this? Orchid? Maybe this could be in the middle of the bird if I water it down a lot. Yeah, that's good. I love it. Strathmore Bristol Smooth 300. If you try it, let me know what you think about it. I love that paper. I feel like Camellia is encouraging me to use a different color here, but I don't know what I want to do. I need to put some more of this rose over here now that that's dried a little bit. Man, I've been seeing the mythographic pages like that people have been finishing up this month. They're so good. So good. I'm gonna put this dark purple on the tail feathers. Let's see. So yeah, you guys, I'm gonna have a post about the water challenge once I finish formulating it in my head. And I hope that somebody will take on the challenge with me so we can master all of this water stuff that we have, the Neo 2s, the ink tints, which I told you guys I've had a breakthrough with ink tints. I feel like, I'm really, really working on the ink tints because I'm starting to go out and sketch more, like in my sketchbook outside of my house, like away from home. And I feel like the ink tints are a super convenient thing to take with you to sketch with and also add color. Because when I sketch, I want a fully realized sketch. I like to add color to them. So therefore, I need, I want to take the ink tints out with me, but I'm not proficient with them yet. But it's water till I win. I told you guys. I'm not giving up. I took my ink tints out the other day. I had an appointment and I was sketching in the waiting room and I was using my ink tints. It looks horrible. But that was before I had my little piece of a breakthrough that I had in here the other day. Like how to lighten it up. So here's the breakthrough. Let me not be mysterious about it. I'm like, I had a breakthrough, but I'm not gonna say anything. Here's the breakthrough. That white pencil is key to lightening up your ink tints. That was one of the challenges for me with the ink tints when I got them out and I was using them, to sketch. I mean, you lay it down and then once you add the water, it's just so vivid. But once I figured out the white pencil, oh my God, game changer. So let me show you on this. I mean, this probably isn't the best example of it, but this light green, that's because of the white pencil. Even right here in this part across her hair, that's because of the white pencil. So I didn't employ the white pencil on the whole thing. I mean, I didn't think it was necessary. I need to finish it, whatever, fix her skin and all that. But that white pencil is the key. And it's so much the key that I need to buy backups of that white pencil. Like I need a lot of those. Like if I'm going to be using the ink tints and that's what I'm going to be out using and sketching with and all that, I need the white pencil. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to let this dry a little bit. Here's where we are. Another whip, you guys. But let me show you real quick what I mean about the ink tint. Since I do have that case out. I moved my ink tints into this smaller case because I thought maybe I will take this with me, but I think it's still a bit much. So what I'm going to do is curate a small set of ink tints that's pretty versatile that I can take with me, and I'll put that in a small case. But the white pencil is key. And then let me find one of these. All of these are super bright, but this is hot red. Let me pick something else that's really, really bright too. This jungle green is fairly bright. So, because I was like, the only thing about the ink tints is I wish they had more pastel colors, and they just don't. So, like, here's hot red. This is jungle green. And this is with water added. So vivid. Oh my gosh, I love these things. You guys know I love color. Look at that. Look at that. It's just, instant, vivid, bright color. And I love it. And there's a place for that. But sometimes I want like a pink, right? And I'm not one for mixing a whole lot of colors, but using the white pencil, I don't find annoying. Because one, I can just lay down the color. I could put this on a palette or anything. So we're going to put the hot red, and I'm going to put some on the pink and some off. And we're going to put on the white. Oh man, I was supposed to do the green. I got ahead of myself. Put some more of the white pencil down here. I know you guys can't see where that is, but I can tell. Okay, so this is the regular, and this is what happens when I put it over the white. I instantly get the light color. I finally get it. I didn't put this green off of the paper. Off of the white. So wait, let me do the green again. Why can't I get the green together? Here's the white. Here's the green, definitely on the white. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we might be able to see the difference. There's the green off the white, and there's the green on the white. So you see how you instantly get the pastel shades when you use the white pencil? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But now I do. So I can use my ink tint more. I'm so excited about that. I am so excited about it. I will draw and print out, which is why I started looking into making coloring books. That would be cool to make a coloring book, Shar. There's no shortage of people out here waiting to buy coloring books. The only ones that Chameleon Angel Coven ones that I have, Mandy, I have the 50 spring miniatures, 50 jungle miniatures, 50 spring, 50 jungle, 50 winter, and one more. What is it? 50 love miniatures. Romantic miniatures. That's what they're called. 50 romantic miniatures. Those are the ones I have. All the ones I have are the 50 something miniatures. I love her books. They're so like straightforward and simple. But yeah, that is a game changer for me. So I definitely have got to order some more of this antique white Inktense pencil. When I started my therapy for MS, they recommended coloring / art. See, I love it. Were you like, I do that? I'm a queen in the coloring world. Did you not know? My nurse at my infusion told me to bring my coloring next time so you can be distracted. Uh-oh, was she warning like things are going to change, or did she mean like in general it's a good thing to be distracted at that point? King Art makes 72 different colors of the gel crayons. And let me tell you guys why. Let me say this. I always recommend King Art. One, they're a good company. They have solid products. They honestly do. They sell a lot of budget products, but a lot of their products are very, very solid. And you can buy them open stock. There aren't a lot of budget items that you can buy open stock. That's why I used to love those King Art dual tip markers, and I put them up against Tombow One. They had 96 colors. They were really good. They function just like Tombow's, and you can buy them open stock, and they were way cheaper. So the same thing with these. You can buy these one by one. If you run out of one, you can restock it from King Art. I love stuff. That's one thing that will make me spend a little bit more for an item is if I can buy it open stock. I don't like to be stuck with something that to replace it, I have to replace the whole set. I read about the sisters too. Their story is so awesome. And they were such funny people and like fun people and smart and vibrant, you know. I really did admire them. I have one type, the Silky Bear crayons. But it was before I knew about King Art. Yeah. A sale and buy them. Check out the spring sale. It's going on right now at Amazon. They're doing their spring sale. Let me show you guys this real quick before we go. I did want to show you how I write with either watercolor or this metallic ink. If you want to put it down precisely and you want to stay super shiny, instead of using a brush, I'm just going to put some water on this gold in the middle. And I'm going to use this gold. What I use, now you can use a fluid writing pen, or sometimes it's called a fine line writing pen. But, and that's this thing, it's like this gold thing, and it has a little cup, and you fill up the cup with ink, and then you can write with that. I like the ruling pen, which is what this is, better than that. And the reason I like the ruling pen is because you can alter the line thickness. If you loosen this screw up, you can make wider lines, not that wide, but there are some ruling pens that are, you know, bigger, but you still are writing with it. But you can tighten it up and make thinner lines with the same tool. Whereas for the fluid writer, it puts out one consistent thickness and you don't really have any options with it. And so what I do is it's these two prongs, and they either get closer together or further apart, and there's this little gap in the middle. And this is an old engineer's slash architect tool. And so what you do is this screw is the key. You tighten it down if you want thinner lines, you loosen it up if you want thicker lines. So what I do is I will take my ink, let me shake it up. And with your ruling pen, wait, let me get some water first before I start this process, because I have to rinse the pen after I get done writing. So hold on. Let me grab one of these little cups. Okay, so I will shake this up. And then same thing I do with, I use this same thing for masking fluid. So I would just dip the pen in the masking fluid. And you see how there's ink trapped in there in the middle between the prongs? And so then you just write. And you can put this very precisely wherever you want it to be. And then when I finish, I just rinse it. And that's it. So that's one way to use it. And you can use this with that Kuretake ink if you have that. You can use this pen with that. What I usually do when I finish using my pen is I'll take a piece of paper towel. I usually will loosen this up, and I just run the paper towel down through there and I dry it, and that's it. It's that simple. Now, you can use it with your watercolor also. Let me grab a brush. So y'all know I'm new to watercolor, but you know, I like to experiment with all the things. So you get it nice and juicy. I absolutely adore the Coliro watercolors. So all you do is you rub your brush across there to fill up the reservoir. Put a little more water with ink, essentially. And same thing, you can write with the watercolor. Very precise. Y'all, this right here, this is the Arabic Gold by Coliro. Oh my gosh, I dare you to find a better gold. Listen to me, challenging you, challenge. Find a better gold. No, I'm just kidding. But see that, I hope you can see that. Do you see? I can't make you see how gorgeous that is. But anyway, that's not the main point. The main point is that you can see how precisely you can write with your watercolors. So if you want to outline something in gold, or and this one, see how this line is thicker? That is because I had the little gap a little bit wider. However thin or however thick you make that gap is how thin or how thick your line is going to be. And you can write with anything liquid. You can put your acrylic inks in there. You can put your fluid acrylics in there. I would water down the fluid acrylics, but the high flow acrylics, your watercolor liquids, your anything liquid, your sparkle sprays, your ink refills for your distress ink, anything liquid you can put in this ruling pen and you can write with it. Like I said, thicker lines or thinner lines. Look at both of those, are so gorgeous. Can you guys see how pretty those are? Oh, I love them both. Coliro makes the best iridescent slash metallic watercolors that are reasonably priced. Okay. Let's see, I'm behind again. My right arm is my coloring arm, and it takes 90 minutes. Oh my goodness. I gotta sit by a windows one time. The 6-month iron infusion took 3 hours. So I was snoring. I was out. um, right sure I wanted to fall asleep, but I was too alert. 2 pages with mine so far, but I went over them with pencil. You went over the was that the gelatos, Hadassah? I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all, I'm behind. Y'all pray for me today. I'm really struggling. Hadassah, I was still put something behind because they can yellow front and back and through multiple pages. What yellows? Oh, you must be talking about alcohol markers. I haven't had any issues with alcohol marker yellowing, but I've used Copic for years. I've never had that problem. Um, let's see. 3 hours, man. Kim, from what I saw, browns, yellows, and greens. Oh, wow. I've been watching tags and people are finding out when going through their books. Oh my gosh. Ivy, does your scanner scan unusual shaped paper? Yes. Yes. So far, I haven't run into anything that I haven't been able to get through there. So I haven't scanned any Johanna books because I haven't taken any apart, but I have scanned books that are similar size, I think, like Mythographic. I've scanned Mythographics in, and I didn't have any problem with it. Tomorrow I see the doc early in the morning for a transfusion, and then I go back in a couple weeks for iron. Man, thank God for medical advances and medical treatments and things that can make us feel better, right? Like we have to have a measure of some sort of grace and gratitude. I was sitting in the waiting room with a woman. I don't know if I told you guys this. I might have mentioned it on my Monday live, but there was a woman who was there and she was just so like, oh, I'm just old and I'm crippled and it's so bad and this and that. And I was like, man, we are told to count it all joy. We have the blessing of waking up with breath in our lungs. And sometimes we forget to say thank you, or we forget to be grateful, or we forget the miraculous thing that breathing really is. It seems so simple, but it's a miracle. Breathing is a miracle. And I'm like, and so we were talking, and she was a believer as well. And so she started to share. And as she started to share, you guys, she got brighter, she got happier. She was reminded of the goodness of God, And sometimes we can get in our own head, and we can get in the weeds of what we're going through physically and forget the miracle that still is in our lives, But yeah, it gets rough though. It gets rough, and it gets hard to maintain your sense of being positive or hope and all of that. Oh, it's a lot. But I'm just grateful that the treatment is there. The treatment is available. The medication is there. We can get better. Infusions seem pretty common after 35 for a lot. I thought it was just my sister and me. I haven't had an infusion in a while. It's been a long time for me, and I'm so grateful for that. But I'm mindful of, trying to do my part so that to the extent I can do anything to keep myself well, I'm trying to do it. But y'all, I fall short. I told y'all the stretching and certain things that I know to do. that I know to do, I do not. I have an underlying condition I was too afraid to treat with non-invasive surgery, so the anemia got. Oh, I was warned about that. Now I'm willing to have that non-invasive surgery. It's something how that can happen. The white Inktense pencil, yeah. That white Inktense pencil is the key to the Inktense puzzle. I did not know. Let's see. For me, excellent cardiovascular fitness. So being short of breath and winded was so unacceptable. I agree. Unacceptable. Oh my gosh. I work last on 50 Farmers Miniatures. I love her books. I really do. They're such a palate cleanser. If you've done some page that's a little more intense, they're just good and fun. At first, I didn't get it because her eyes were really weird to me. But once I figured out like how to color her eyes, somebody told me that in the chat. That's why I love this community. Somebody told me in the chat like how to approach the eyes in Camellia Angel Cova's book. The Ohuhu has open stock, but their shipping is $8.99 unless you order $70. Wow. Well, see, Ohuhu, one thing I like about Ohuhu now, I don't have any Ohuhu products, but they are consistently improving their products because they used to not be that good. And then as they gained popularity and I'm sure gained money, they invested again in their product and keep improving and keep improving. They improve their tips, they improve their ink, they improve the number of markers that they offer. They have improved their numbering system. They improve. And I like when a company does that. And that's something that Ohuhu has done consistently. I mean, they've not been great with every offering. Like their water-based markers are just not worth the money, I don't think, from what I've heard and seen. But their alcohol markers, absolutely. In the budget area for alcohol markers, Ohuhu is king, I think, right now. I have rewards on Ohuhu and I want one pin. However, there are 2 sets I want and have 35 rewards. Time to make a decision. Get some new markers. I love that Ohuhu has been a seemingly good and solid company. That matters a lot to me. I don't like dealing with companies that have bad customer service or that feel scammy, or they just in it for the money and they're not really invested in making their product better, taking feedback from customers and iterating up, making it better. I just don't, because I feel like money is too hard to come by, to be wasting it or dealing with companies that don't appreciate you as a customer. So yeah, that's why, for one reason, I would never say never, but as of right now, I really wouldn't invest in Castle Art because I've heard so many stories about their customer service being poor. So even if you have these offerings that are appealing to me, right? These harmonious pencils and pastel sets and all that kind of stuff, because of how I've heard that you treat your customers who are keeping you afloat, it turns my stomach. It like turns me off. King Art colored pencils are no good. Well, their colored pencils are super duper budget, but that's not true of every King Art offering. And they are a solid company that stands behind their products, but they do have some truly budgety things that I wouldn't necessarily recommend. But the King Art gel sticks, phenomenal. The other thing that they have that I tried that I didn't love was their oil pastels. I love oil pastels, especially a good budget set. I love them. But yeah, the King Art oil pastels were too hard for me. They're kind of like the Pentel oil pastels, that same texture of the Pentel. It's a little too hard for me. The old doctors were letting too much go because it's been 3 years. It could have been diagnosis time. Wow. I have a lot of Jane Davenport inks. Use those in the ruling pen. Anything liquid, you guys, you can put in here and you can write with it. That's why I like it for masking fluid, because sometimes with masking fluid, you want to be very, very precise on where that's going, and you don't want to ruin a paintbrush. Nothing ruins a paintbrush faster than masking fluid. So I usually use a ruling pen or I use a silicone brush, something that I can peel that masking fluid off of, not any sort of bristles. That should get nowhere near your masking fluid. God gave us brains to use. Thank God for medical science. Absolutely. I don't know what was the leading comment that led to the comment, so many people being scarecrows. Oh, not using their brains. Look at me putting the pieces together, I think. That's right, Ivy. 100% agree. Praise God for the brains to figure things out. Absolutely. I was saying to my husband the other day, sometimes, we're so thankful for what we consider to be the big things. Like, oh God, thank you for that job, or thank you for whatever the financial blessing, or thank you for something that seems huge objectively. And then I was thinking, like, but you know what's really huge? Breathing. It's really a big deal. And I don't always say, God, thank you for this air. Thank you for these functioning lungs. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for being able to open my eyes and see. Like, these are big things that I sometimes forget to say thank you. Um, I look at the cover coloring, like with Camille and Jacoba. I tend to complicate things if left up to my own devices. Finding folks you can trust and share with is priceless. Absolutely. So true, Shannon. So true. We need community, but we need community that we can depend on. We can depend on to be honest with us, to be kind with us, to be loving with us, to be trustworthy, to be somebody who can carry what you have to share without needing to spill that to anybody else who can hear. I mean, yeah, we need that. Faith over fear is key when staying mindful of the negative thoughts and speaking life over ourselves. Absolutely changes the story. All praise to the creative. I'm daily having to transform my mind. Yes, that's the thing. We really do have to make sure that we are stewarding our thoughts, that we are managing them in a way that says we have power over that, right? And not letting them kind of get away from you and kind of going down whatever path that your thoughts want to take you down. Like for me, with me going through that season of being hypercritical of myself because I couldn't do the things I wanted to do, that wasn't any healthy end mentally that I was going toward by beating myself up every day about what I should do and I have to do and I got to get up and that wasn't even helping me heal. It was a distraction internally and externally to anything good that God was trying to do for me. And so I had to have power over my thoughts, which God says that we do have that power. Absolutely. Negative thoughts can be joy killers. Yes, you guys. So, so, so true. I know, Ivy. I wasn't sure what scarecrows meant either. I thought it meant people making a big deal over nothing. People without brains do a lot of talking, don't they, though? Oh my gosh, you guys. I was having a conversation with my mom today about the people who can be the biggest like complainers and the biggest problems in situations often are not those who are offering any sort of solution, who are willing to pitch in and help, not those who are doing their part. It's usually the people who are not picking up their slack who have the most to say. It's the people who can't pause between thought and expression that have the most damaging things to say. And we were reading in the Bible before in the book of James that you're supposed to be quick to hear, slow to speak. But those people are not, because there's nothing in between the thought forming and it coming out of their mouth. So even in terms of themselves, they're not being mindful about, don't just blurt out whatever. Give your brain a chance. Give your brain a chance to help you out. Let your brain into the process. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna call it. I like where this is going. I like the mixed media thing. I don't love my clouds, but like I said, nothing a little oil pastel can't help. But I love the colors. I love that. Oh, you know what I just figured out? This is supposed to be one of my April pages. Can you start on your April pages early, or is that a violation? Like, do I need to do another bow and nature page? And if that's true, then I'm going to claim an exception for the month of April because y'all sat here with me while I colored this. You all were party to this process. If this process was a violation, we are all in violation. Lauren says definitely a violation. Everybody is in on it. Everyone is in on it. Okay, you guys, everybody who is struggling in any way and in need of prayer, if you want a prayer partner, please let me know. I am happy to pray with you. Um, and those of you who have shared things in the chat, just know I will be praying with you for your healing, for your wholeness, for your wellness, for your mind to be sound every day, for you to wake up breathing this good air every day with gratitude. I am in it with you, okay? I'm just thanking God for you. I thank God for y'all stopping by. I thank God for creativity that we can color and we can do stuff that's fun and get us a little break from regular old like stuff like bills and got to go to work and got to get up and got to go to the doctor, got to get an infusion. Meanwhile, we can color. And I'm so grateful. But anyway, I will see you guys on next Thursday. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not missing out on anything. Used to do my homework. I was like 2 chapters ahead because I figured out the teacher's pattern. Oh, yes, I know homework. Listen, use what God gave us to get ahead, okay? Use these brains, use our bodies, use everything that is at our disposal, okay? Um, all right, you guys, be blessed. Have a good evening and a good weekend. I will see you all in the YouTube streets. I'll be back on Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. I will also be here Mondays because I do my Creatively Faithful on Mondays at 2 p.m. Central. And if anybody wants to stop by for that, please feel free. I try to do something crafty, though not a lot of crafting happens because we're talking about stuff. But anyway, bye, you guys. Be blessed. See y'all around.